Palace. There is a dinner underway at the moment. Prince Harry will give his best man speech at that, and then there'll be a big party later with glitter balls and everything. Let's talk more, though, about what's been worn today, because there's been a lot of focus on what would be worn, and we did finally learn today that Sarah Burton of McQueen designed Catherine's dress, and she's also designed another dress that she's wearing this evening for that party. So here to talk a bit more about that with me is James Sherwood, Savile Row expert and general expert on fashion. Let's talk first of all about the sort of workmanship that goes into those dresses, because she's worn not one but two amazing dresses today. That will have kept a whole team busy for months, won't it?
It certainly would. How clever of them to keep it under wraps as well, because none of us were absolutely certain that it would be Sarah Burton. I thought that the suicide of Lee McQueen would have precluded actually working with that label, but actually I'm delighted because we'll see that the label will go on and that Sarah Burton is a truly great designer. I mean, what I love about the workmanship in that dress was that it was so understated. I mean, it was almost like a swan, you know, there's all the little paddling underneath the water, but she actually looked so simple and very demure, and I thought that was totally in keeping for her station, you know, entering as a commoner, leaving as the Duchess of Cambridge. And I thought the tiara particularly was a perfect touch. It was the halo, it was set for the Queen Mother in 1936 by Cartier. It was then given to the Queen for her 18th birthday by her mother, and then passed on to the Duchess of Cambridge. And it was quite a baby by royal standards, but I thought it was absolutely spot on.
In a very superficial way, one of the things I found very pleasing about the fact they went for McQueen is that it inspired some brilliant headlines. Here comes the McQueen. So it was, that was pretty good as well. But how much of a boost does she give to British fashion, and how much of a fashion icon does she now become? Because the clothes that she's worn, the dresses that she's worn, the high street dress, for instance, the Reese dress that she wore for the engagement, immediately have sold out. But I suppose now, does she have to move away from the high street, and does she become a different type of icon in that the clothes that she wears become not quite so accessible for most people, because she won't be dressing on the high street, will she?
I think she probably still will for a few years, but she will evolve like her late mother-in-law, Diana, Princess of Wales. You saw several fashion lives in that life, and I think we will see this with the Duchess of Cambridge. I think it's quite admirable to see somebody of that station shopping on the high street and looking wonderful, but I also like to see her working with sort of some of the more established British designers like Jasper Conrad and Bruce Oldfield, who know how to dress a princess.
And talking of dressing a princess, let's just take another look at those pictures that we've got of that second stunning Sarah Burton dress that she's now wearing this evening for that party in Buckingham Palace. The strapless dress with the diamante beadwork around the waistband. It is strapless, but she's got some sort of a shrug or cardigan on there over the top, just to keep her warm as she emerges into the chill evening air from Clarence House, heading back up to Buckingham Palace. But just talk a bit more about her style, because it's quite a Sloane style, isn't it? And it's the sort of style that hasn't been... I mean, Sloane style was in fashion, I guess, sort of 80s. I'm not saying that it's an old-fashioned style, but it's just, you know, is there going to be a sort of revival of that more traditional, I suppose, restrained fashion?
I think it's very correct, and it's interesting that as she was Catherine Middleton, she didn't put her foot wrong. You know, she actually taught the Sloane girls how to do it, and so that's why I think she'll become a fashion icon for a certain class, because she is showing people how to dress in formal day dress and for state dinners. I mean, tonight she looks absolutely exquisite. She's like a Grecian goddess. I mean, there's something of Grace Kelly about her, because she does have charisma, and she has star power, and she has that electrifying smile. I mean, before she was engaged, I thought she was a pretty girl. I now think that she's a princess and a duchess. She's absolutely stunning today.
She's got amazing poise and composure, hasn't she?
Oh, she has incredible poise.
James Sherwood, thank you very much. We're going to go to actually where the Catherine Middleton, Kate Middleton story began, because it's Bucklebury. It's where her family live, and obviously there's been a huge amount of interest there.